Board Member Tiff is not feeling well, but she is listening and watching the school board meeting tonight. Board Member Ossendorf will be along shortly. She'll be, she has some work commitment, along with, we have Superintendent Wagner. We're gonna add, at least one thing, we're gonna add the Pledge of Allegiance to the agenda. And do we need to put that site logic? Do you want to put that during your admin thing? So with that, we'll start, before we approve the agenda, we're gonna start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We have the agenda tonight, with the agenda including the Pledge of Allegiance. Is there a motion to approve the amended agenda? Or is there anybody have anything they wish to add or take away, add to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the slightly amended agenda. Amend that agenda. A lot of E's here. And.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Rowe. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Schoenfelder. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Roll call vote, excuse me. Ms. Buck.
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstead.
Aye.
Ms. Rowe.
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Thank you. I gotta remember that here. All right, educational plan. Anybody able to have that in front of them to read it tonight? Ms. Schoenfelder, please read our mission statement.
The mission of the Red Wing Public Schools is to educate and inspire all students as they realize their full potential and become respectful, responsible, and productive citizens.
Thank you. So the next thing, we have student and school showcase. This Superintendent Wagner.
So tonight we are highlighting Red Wing High School art students in NASA. They attended the Minnesota Institute of Art and the Minnesota History Center, so we did a short presentation. Their field trip was on Native American Studies, and viewing the exhibit at the location. That sound accurate? Yeah. I'm actually gonna fix the owl that's facing the computer right now, nobody can see anything, so.
Pull chairs up there, Ms. Gray. Pull some chairs up and bring your students up, and they can introduce themselves and talk about it to us. We'd love to hear it. Right in the middle, right in front and center, aren't you? Cameras on you and everything. Welcome. Thank you for taking time to come and join us this evening.
Thank you.
Why don't you- go ahead.
I'll start. My name is Kristen Bray. I'm the art teacher at Red Wing High School. I have with me Chris Nipoos and Shania Wells, who are art students and also members of our Native American Student Association, which we call NASA. On December 14th, 30 advanced art students and NASA members took a day-long field trip to the Minneapolis Institute of Arts to see the brand new special exhibit called In Our Hands, Native American Photography 1890 to Now. This is promoted as a collection of photographs of, by, and for Indigenous people. It was a beautiful exhibit, and our tour guides were so great at helping to tell the stories of the artists, artworks, and the exhibit, which was organized and curated by a group of people from Minnesota tribal communities and supported by the museum staff. I think our kids could have probably stayed there all day viewing the stories of these Native American photographers. I know I could have. We really appreciated that the museum staff were really welcoming to us, even helping to coordinate a group smudging before we entered for our tour. The only negative with this part of our trip was that we had to leave to go to the second part of the trip. I will say though that this exhibit is still up at the MIA through January 14th. So I really recommend checking it out. It was really good. We then hopped on a bus for a short trip over to the Minnesota History Center to see exhibits Reframing Our Stories and Our Home, Native Minnesota. Reframing Our Stories is a special exhibit up for a limited time. This all started with a box. The decade-old box was labeled Indians and was filled with photos of Native people in Minnesota, taken by local journalists and photographers from the 1950s to the 1990s. The photos were used in print in local newspapers to tell stories that unfortunately enhanced negative stereotypes and created negative imagery of our Native neighbors. The History Center worked with Minnesota tribal members to change the narrative of those images and to tell the stories of the shown individuals and their unique identities as Native Americans in the Twin Cities area. There was a lot in these stories that our Red Wing High School teens could relate to, and it was also a really important lesson in the power of media and how they have a lot of power in telling stories, both true or altered. The students also enjoyed the permanent exhibit at the Minnesota History Center, which is titled Our Home, Native Minnesota, which tells the stories of this Minnesota land from the beginning, along with stories of survival and resilience of the Native people who first walked this land and continue to walk this land today. This is always a really special exhibit for our students because we can see the stories of Prairie Island Indian community, and our students really enjoy scouring the photos for their family or friends, past and present. And then it's also really special because there's a video there where we can hear Dakota words being spoken by Art Owen, who's really special to our students in our community, as you all know. This is probably the 4th or 5th time we've done the trip to the History Center. This is the first year we've added in the MIA trip. In the past, the trips have been supported by the Red Wing Public Schools Foundation, which we greatly appreciate. This year, busing was also supported with a grant from the Macmillan Field Trip Grant through the History Center. The NASA students also received support from the school district to cover their admission and Rise Up Red Wing to cover their lunch. And all the students were surprised with the Target gift card to help support their holidays, which was a fun surprise. So in my opinion, it was a really great day, and I'm always really thankful for the opportunity to get to do this with my students. So I'm gonna pass it over to Chris and Shania to share their experiences and reflections. Chris?
Haumitafiapi, Christamafiapi, Tintuinta, Edwati, Tintuinta, Imataha, Red Wing High School, Edwabara. Hello, my friends and relatives. My name is Chris. I'm from Prairie Island, and I live on Prairie Island, and I go to Red Wing High School. Seeing the Native American art exhibit was really beneficial to me because I felt represented as a person who enjoys seeing and making art, and as a Native American myself, there were pieces that felt relatable to me. An example was of a photograph of a woman with a bare back with the words, "I tanned myself to look more Native," revealed on her dark skin. As a light-skinned Native myself, I relate to that image because often people connect a darker skin tone with a culture. There was also a warrior shirt made with Polaroids and negatives, and as I look at the Polaroids, it felt like peering into someone else's life, and I could relate because I have many pictures like that, similar to those shown. These were just two of many of the other photographs and artworks I saw that felt inspiring to look at. I also really like going on the art field trip because a lot of my cousins went too, and it was fun to see the artworks together. I like the History Center too because it felt interactive and fun, and there were lots to learn about.
Hamadaki, Shania Makiaki, Tintum to Mataha, Working High School at Wabadala. Hi, my name's Shania. I live down at Prairie Island, and I'm also a student here at Edwin. The field trip was really exciting because it was a long time since I'd been there, and I never really knew they had a Native American exhibit. So when I first walked there, I was pretty excited, and there were pieces that I related to. The one that stuck out the most were these like woven baskets with dancers on there. And I really related to that because I'm a learning dancer myself, and it stuck out the most to me because the dancing is really important to me and to my culture as well. And seeing that was really cool, and I really enjoyed that day because that made me feel better.
Great. That was very nice. It sounds like a fun day.
It was.
What grades are you in?
I'm in 11th.
I'm in 10th grade now.
Okay. School going okay this year?
Yeah, I'm doing really well.
Good, good, good. Well, thank you very much for taking time to come and explain your fun day to us. Appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Ms. Ray for taking time to come in here and join you and going on that. So, anybody have any questions or anything? Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for
Stay
having us.
warm tonight.
So before you go,
Oh.
the two students get a spotlight, student spotlight certificate, and then we take a picture.
Oh.
Right across here.
So we're-
We get a picture right in front. We'll do this. We'll stand right up here. Watch out for the cords, please.
We will jump ropes if we should have them over there.
You should have somebody else take it.
It's my island. Yeah, we got your presentation skills.
Do we need to get closer here? I don't know. Maybe a shorter person can get.
Get in here. You should be in the front.
I wonder who that would be.
Yeah, I don't know. This one.
Okay, ready? Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You know you've made it big.
Appreciate that. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Chris? Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
That's very nice.
That's great. Always fun. We look forward to hearing on the student showcase.
It's the best part.
Workforce Development Grants update. Here's a busy lady. Hello there, Jill.
Hi, how are you?
Introduce yourself and
Okay.
go from there.
Hi, I'm Jill Rivard. I'm the Hiawatha Valley Adult Education Manager. So we are working with Workforce Development and the college, MSCS, so WDI and MSCS. We've been working with them on a grant, and so I was just asked to come here to update you. But I kind of want to give you a little background on HVAE, Hiawatha Valley, before we move on. So Lisa, go ahead. I always talk about our students and our participants, but I like to put, a face to the picture. And so this is Marilyn, and Marilyn is the one in the middle. In this picture, Marilyn's been our student. She's been working with us since 2019. She's put in over 300 hours with us working towards her GED, as well as taking classes that she thinks can help her progress in her career. So she took part in the welding class of one of the grants we had before with the P2P, or Pathways to Prosperity grant. So this is Marilyn. Go ahead. Lisa. This is Marilyn now. She just got her GED last week. She had been working. She had passed 3 of the tests, and math was her big obstacle, like it is for many of our students, and she kept at it in between working, having 4 children, 3 in the school district, but she kept working at it, and so she came in and she got her test last Thursday, and she is one of our super students, and we love when we get to have graduation parties. She brought all her kids and her husband in, and we had cupcakes, and so just another face to these grants and what we're working towards. So next, Lisa. So who are we? Hiawatha Valley Adult Education. We are one of the 39 adult education programs or consortia in the state of Minnesota. So there's 39 different consortia. They're all made up totally different. Ours is one where we are made up, we serve the following communities: Cannon Falls, Goodhue, Kellogg, Kenyon, Lake City, Mazeppa, Red Wing, Wabasha, Wanamingo, and Zumbrota. So basically all the schools, the communities in Goodhue County, as well as Wabasha and Kellogg, and then not Pine Island. So we have a big area. Most of our classes are based in Red Wing because we have more students there. But especially with our Pathways classes, students come from all over our region, even some from Rochester, Winona. So we have, it's not just Goodhue County also. Next. And what do? We work with adults. So a person has to be 17 and out of public school, 17 or older and out of public school to be our student. So we only work with adults. We work with them on getting a GED or high school diploma. We work with English language learners. We do a lot of career pathway programming. So we do a number of things. We're kind of jack of all trades, but it's a fun job. We have really enjoyed the students that we work with. Next. So what are the DEED Pathways to Prosperity grants? And DEED has put their Pathways to Prosperity competitive grant programs. They're Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, or DEED. So we have to follow their rules and bookkeeping and all the management that they require. And the P2P grants are designed to provide workforce development and training opportunities to economically disadvantaged adults. Participants must have a barrier to employment to enter the program. The outcome of the grants includes develop increased career awareness and acquire basic skills education. They participate in skill training programs resulting in certificates and credentials, and that they can become placed into high growth employment positions. So we have to write these grants for a career that is in need in our region. Go ahead, Lisa. The history of our grants. The first time they started in 2015. So I just started this job, and Katie Hardiman from the college, who, if you know her, she's a real go-getter. And then Bill from Workforce, this new grant had come up. Before I was involved, we had a welding program that was set up a little differently. So we sat down, it's like, what do we want to do? So we worked on the application, sent it in, and we got it. So we were very excited. So we got to start this. And back then it was one grant, and so we funded the welding. So we funded the Accelerated Welding Academy. And this is where students, they will work with us on digital literacy, soft skills, and then they get 40 hours of hands-on training with a trainer from the college. So the three of us all work together, Hiawatha Valley. We work with the basic skills, the digital literacy, the testing. Then the college works with them on the training. So the hands-on training, it's their trainer. He's also their instructor for welding. And then workforce development provides the navigator and the navigation. So these students, the participants, have wraparound services. We talk about careers, how to get careers, and then even afterwards, they're followed through to get help finding a job. So it's not just, here's a class, you're done. It's wraparound services, which is that extra layer that we don't have as a regular class, and where this kind of programming is fantastic. So the grants, we've had a grant since 2015. Every year and a half, we have to rewrite them. So we're very excited that they keep funding us. We feel that we must be doing a good job. But now they changed it, and we also change it with every class we meet, discuss what we'd like to add, what should we take away. And then we've added the Computer Numerical Control, or CNC, Accelerated Academy also. And then Foundations of Manufacturing in the Goodhue and Olmsted County Adult Detention Centers. And this class has been a real fun one. The students get to learn about manufacturing, careers, OSHA 10, manufacturing math, blueprint reading. They get a college credit, and then they also get OSHA certification. And for many of the students in the detention centers, it's the end when we get to give them the certificate is just fantastic, because a lot of them never expected that they would ever get a college credit or a certification, and then now they have something when they come out. Yes, some actually move on to manufacturing, not everybody, but we do what we can, but it's just a fantastic class. So, and then Red Wing Public Schools is the fiscal agent for these grants, so it comes through. We work with DEED and school and figure out all the financial aspects. Lisa, next. The P2P grant process has changed, like I said. Again, it's the three main partners that we still collaborate, we get together. I'm the writer of the grant, but we work as a team. The college does part, the workforce does part, and we put it all together and send it in. So again, for this new round that we just got, it will end June 30th of 2025. But Redmond Public Schools is the fiscal agent, and then I'm the manager of the grants. Next, Lisa. So we had written for 3 different grants. They had set them up a little different. So we actually wrote for 3 and we got all 3, which is very exciting. Not funded completely, so we had to do a little changing. The first grant is the P2P River Region On-Ramp to Manufacturing Grant. And this grant will provide 2 different classes, the Foundations of Manufacturing, so the one in the adult detention centers, and that will be in Goodyear County Detention Center. Winona will be opening up their brand new one, so we'll be going down there to talk to them about programming there, and then Olmsted County. So Olmsted County has been really interested because it is career training in the detention centers is something they've really want us to get in there and do. We've had a number of our students from the jail or the detention center, when they leave, will come in and move up to either the welding program or work with us to complete their diploma. So, and then the second one is a brand new class that we're just going to be putting together. And this is for English language learners in manufacturing. So there's a number of ELL people that are working or want to work in manufacturing. So we're going to give them safety, vocabulary, blueprint reading, the OSHA, just so they can hopefully have a better experience communicating with their work partners and be able to understand the process and also be safer in the plants. So we're excited about this one. It's brand new, so we're still working on this. But those participants will also get the wraparound services. They'll have someone to help them look for jobs if they're looking for a job. If they have barriers to getting to the class, you know, what can we help you with? So we're excited to get that one going. And Hiawatha Valley, and then the college, we provide the training, and then Workforce Development will provide the wraparound navigation. Next. The second grant we got is the P2P Bridge to Advanced Manufacturing Grant. So they're kind of building up. And so this one is now going to fund our welding and our CNC, or the Computer Numerical Control Accelerated Academy. And it'll pay for the welding, for the digital literacy skills, the soft skills. We'll be adding things like blueprint reading, forklift, first aid, and CPR. So stacking credentials so people have an easier time getting a job, moving up so we're looking at recumbent workers that want to be moving up in their position. We've had a student who was working at 3M and took the welding so that he could move into becoming a welder at 3M. So it's also for people that are already in the career. And again, Hiawatha Valley and Minnesota State College will provide the training, and Workforce or WDI will provide the wraparound navigation. Lisa, next. And then the last one is a new one that we did not get funded as much as we would have liked. It was a little mistake on Deed's part. This was a P2P, it was the individualized training program, but there's also an internationally trained professionals grant that they had not written, so they combined the 2. So we actually wrote it for internationally trained professionals. This is to assist immigrant communities that already have a professional license or a career that they are coming from in their home countries, and we're going to help them. How do we get them back into the career? What kind of certification do they need? You know, what kind of training? You know, there's a lot for them to navigate, and so we're going to help with those services. Part of the program will be, the college will be looking at a program for giving credit for prior learning, which is something they wanted to do, and it wouldn't only be for internationally trained, but also for other professional or people that have done other training and now want to move into a different career. So we're pretty excited about this. It's a brand new one. So again, we've got a lot of work to do, but we're all pretty excited about the programming. So, and then next, Lisa. And then questions. That's my, and this is just, the pictures are just a couple of the welding classes that we've had over the years. We've had several because we've been doing this now since 2015. And they're always fun, and the last day is always the most exciting when we get to give certificates and have cake. And so, any questions?
Well, in our last meeting, we approved the grant, so we just like, wow.
Yeah,
Bring
yeah,
it forward and hear a little bit more about them, because,
yeah.
and how it is, I mean, that's quite a bit of knowledge, what you just shared with us, that I don't think many of us even knew. And I certainly didn't. I want to applaud you for doing this. Thank you very much. That's tremendous. You know, the dollars and the time. I know it takes a ton of time to do grants and all the other reporting that they do.
Yes.
On behalf of us, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Anybody else got anything?
I just want to say that our community program is one of the finest.
Yes.
I've been in many districts, and so I just want to kudos to Dawn
Yeah.
and the team.
Yes.
Joe, your work on this, and the staff that you work with too, because I've had an opportunity to interact with some of your students and the teachers, so,
Thank you for sharing this with us.
Yep.
Okay. Recognitions and upcoming events. Do you have anything, Nikki, at all? Ms. Buck, I mean?
Nope.
Okay, let me ask you real quick while you're there. Are you still events? Do you have some events on, out in, Prairie Island on tomorrow and Friday I heard about?
Oh, yeah, Chinchasha Harvest tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Due to cold temperatures, we will be splitting the event. Well, not splitting it. We'll be offering people just to go right to Land and Environment offices to start scraping Chinchasha, red willow, red osier dogwood. And then we'll be having a lunch provided by Chef Brian Yazzie from Gatherings Cafe in Minneapolis. And then on Friday for the day off, we have a family fun day with another hike. Again, this is at the community center gym this time. And we'll be doing a little demonstration at the Elder Center, how to harvest Chinchasha. And then also if anybody wanted to go out on the slough to harvest and check the health of the plant. There's very good teachings with this year due to extreme climate change. But then afterwards, we're having another meal catered in by Chef Brian Yazzie. And then we will be learning how to do either leather or cloth medicine pouches. And that is the Chinchasha harvest.
What are the times again?
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wednesday at Land and Environment offices. And I have maps and details if any, I can send them via email. So if anybody needs to have access for them.
Okay, thank you very much. It is cold, for sure. So, okay, thank you. Anybody else have anything? Yes, Ms. Rowe.
Well, congrats to the Red Wing Junior High Math League,
Yeah.
who took first place for the season about a week ago. After 5 meets, and they edged out Cannon Falls by 10 points. So it sounds like that team has worked really hard. So congrats to all of them. And there were 6 kids who scored on the top team for each meet. So Tristan, Jack, Rebecca, Tori, and Ian. Way to go. Thank you.
The high school musical, Beauty and the Beast, opens at the Sheldon next Thursday, the 25th, and goes through the weekend.
What are the times on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Do you know?
I have it pulled up. Thursday is at 7, Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th are at 7:30, and then Sunday the 28th is at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And right before the Sunday show is Tea with Bell.
Yes.
I believe, so,
Tea with Bill.
so our littles can come in, or our babies can come in and have tea with Bell. So that's an added feature to that too.
Great. Anybody else? Yeah, Joe?
Do you want to share the January 25th Hispanic outreach?
Oh, okay, yeah, let me first talk about the breakfast with the board. We did that. I know yesterday, some of us were on some of the board at some of the schools, and now again Friday. We'll be at the high school, middle school. Is there another school on Burnside? Was that Sunnyside? Burnside, Sunnyside, and Caldwell were Monday. So high school and middle school on Friday. So, all staff out there, all staff invited to stop by and grab a little something to drink or something to eat with some board members present. We'd love to see them, thank them. There's no student day that day, but there's school. On the 25th of this month, I've been asked to meet with Hispanic Outreach Community and individually, or not as a whole board yet, but they just want to talk, get together. It kind of came out of the World's Cafe. So Superintendent Wagner and I be there. I know board member Schoenfelder was approached by a member or two of the community there, so she may be there. They just want to talk and have a conversation, and we'll bring back information to the board then as to whatever we discuss. So I don't even think there's agenda other than I just, like I said to everybody else, if you want to talk, bring solutions too, you know.
There was a flyer that's being created, but just for logistics, it will be held here, J1 time from 5:30 to 7 on Thursday, January 20th. So it's open to our Hispanic outreach members, but it's open to the greater community of Hispanic families as well. So Jamie Eustace is working on this as well.
And that World Cafe, I sat in on that one where they're speaking Spanish. It was like, okay. And goodness, one of them was interpreting for me. I love to learn Spanish. I'd love to figure out a way to. We're both gonna start doing that again. I think we had it back in school, grade school, not middle school or high school. That was a few years ago, so I need some refresher. Anybody else have anything else? MSBA conference was good. We should maybe talk a little bit about that since that was at this point, we'll do it the committee updates. How's that sound? All right, anything else? Otherwise, public comment? Anybody here for public comment? Superintendent Wagner, did you get any emails? I did not either. Okay, we got administrative reports.
I'm gonna add one on, but in the actual board book, Wagner Wednesday for January will be January 31st, and we have at 10 a.m. At Pier 55 Red Wing Area Senior Center. So just as a reminder for Wagner Wednesday, we try to do different times of the day, different locations, just to kind of be able to reach out to different community members. So we're looking forward to that. There will not be a Wagner Wednesday in February, rather we will have our second World Cat Day on February 22nd, I believe the day will be. Just to kind of follow up, that will complement our strategic planning. So again, we want community input. Per our workshop, we did talk about moving forward with the work of SiteLogic to do facility studies, specifically looking at enrollment as well as Jefferson, how to optimize Jefferson space, which would actually speak to then our programmatic pieces, grade level configurations, and so I will be working with SiteLogic shortly to start that work. The updates in the board packet are specifically from programs. There was a request today about the human resources update. There's two very basic bullets on document redaction and employee relation issues, and that was just a piece to those have increased, meaning our data requests that have specific student information or private information do take time and money to redact. And so Chris Pica is working on that for us. And then employee relation issues, there have been several that have come forward, and so we already had private, but recognizing that increases the workload of our HR team as well. So answering that question that came into me.
Okay. Nothing further?
Questions about
Any
any of the
questions? Okay, we'll move along. Committee updates. Are there any updates at all? This time, when we talk about, anybody have anything they want to share about the MSBA conference? So, Ms. Buck, if you have anything, just let me know or raise your hand, and we'll get to you.
With MSBA, we spent a lot of time over the course of the 3 days talking in a number of sessions about artificial intelligence and ChatGPT, which I learned a whole lot about, which I didn't know enough about or anything about some of those aspects. So I'm sure at the board level at some point, we're gonna need to maybe have a more discussion about that, maybe even a workshop on those topics and how as a district we're going to address those issues or make sure that we have some processes in place to support our teachers and our students through some of the changing technology that we've got out there. That's some interesting stuff. And some scary stuff.
Get very scary.
Anybody else have anything
As long as we have all these, the business items, we have a lot of policy stuff on the agenda. And one of the workshops that Jennifer Tift and I attended, along with Allegra Smeechak, was about engaging students in policy making and review from the Ridgefield Public School District. And they started this process in 2018, and it has completely changed the climate of their high school. And Allegra was on the school board when they did this. And so it's not on all policies, but it's about bringing in the stakeholders, for example, the dress code policy. And they created a process for kids to be involved, and it's been a very, very powerful thing, and to make sure all voices are represented. So discipline policies, it's not just typical kids. They're providing students who are impacted by the school discipline policy to come in and say, hey, this would really work better for me. And it has made a really positive difference. So that was something Jennifer and I would love for us to explore, and maybe have Allegra talk to us a little bit more about it. But moving forward, giving student voice in the policies that directly relate to them. It's very cool. And the people in Ridgefield are very happy to help us. They've also streamlined the verbiage of the policies so they're more kid-friendly, which I wouldn't mind doing something a little more friendly myself. So, but the students that were there were so engaged and so excited about it, and felt good about what that was doing for their school climate. So,
Great. I was at that one Wednesday, that workshop Wednesday night with Ms. Beyonce and Ms. Rowe on that AI, and that guy with that Mark, whatever, I was like, wow, we could have, like we all said, we could have listened for a couple more hours. But if you're into social media and you like to post pictures, one thing that everybody hears about but forgets about when they're out there is don't post something that you're currently at if you're going. Oh, we're having a great time in Cancun. Wish you were here. Get back on Saturday. It's like, oh, now you're telling everybody, something like that. So social media follows around, and it's just one of those little things. And if you want to find something out about somebody, it's very easily to do out there. And so just be aware of that. And if you're right about that, about the AI and the ChatGPT and that.
it was fascinating and terrifying at the same time.
I brought up while you were at the workshop, think it was at the workshop, yeah, about the busing. We went to busing there and, you know, that we have that bus transportation committee that may benefit from having that conversation down the road as we go forward, so. Hopefully it didn't butcher it up too bad in your absence.
Oh.
So, all right, we'll move on then, if nothing else. Consent agenda. Is there anything anybody wish to remove from the consent agenda?
Yep,
Yep.
number 3.
Number 3, okay, removing number 3, so we still have number 1, 2, and 4. Anybody else have anything? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda 1, 2, and 4. Moved by Ms. Schoenfeld, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Bjornstead, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving 1, 2, and 4, say aye. No, excuse me, roll call vote. I forgot it again. Ms. Ostendorf.
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder.
Aye.
Ms. Roll.
Aye.
Ms. Buck.
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstead.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Thank you. Number 3.
I just have a quick question about the communication support contacts. If you could tell us a little bit more about what that is, and are there, is that in the teacher contracts under like that appendix in the back along with all the
Schedule C.
C, D, E, whichever schedule it is, but can you shed a little more light?
I will have to double check on that. I'm under the impression that it is, but don't quote me on that. So each point person there is responsible for their portion of the website and the communication out to their staff. So,
Okay.
it's been a position that's been
Okay.
essentially working with Ann Robertson, but it's local to each site. So, but I can look at more, whether or not it's in.
I don't think the first one's under a teacher contract, that's under another position.
Yeah, we should probably double check on where that's at and have some conversation at the negotiations level about where those should be housed. Okay, thank you.
It's good that we are acknowledging that this is an important
Yes.
thing, a position that is necessary, so I'm happy to see it.
Okay, what does the board wish to do?
I'll make a motion to approve item 3.
Moved by Ms. Ostendorf, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Roll. Any further discussion? There none, all in favor say aye.
Okay.
Aye. Opposed? Oh, roll call vote again, man. Pinch me, I'm tired, I guess. Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstead,
Aye.
Ms. Roll,
Aye.
Ms. Ostendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Policy, I apologize for that. And next we have donations and grants. And I know we had a roll call on this.
So we have several. First one in the amount of $95 into the general fund from Mighty Pies Charitable Foundation. Next, in the amount of $200 to Ovation from the Kiwanis Club of Redwood. And we have $250 to Burnside from the Redwood Lions Club, an additional $250 to Sunnyside from the Redwood Lions Club, $150 to Robotics Club from Redwood Manufacturers Association, another $100 for the Robotics Club from Reister, is it Reister or Reister?
Reister.
Okay.
Refrigeration.
And then $1,000 to the Robotics Club from Redwood Shoe Company, $874 for FFA from Ag Partners, and a final $1,000 to FFA from Minnesota FFA Foundation. So several awesome donations. Thank you very much.
Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So,
Ms. Schoenfelder got it first, I heard her the loudest. Ms. Roll is a second. Any discussion, otherwise we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
aye.
Ms. Bjornstead,
Aye.
Ms. Ostendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Roll,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Thank you very much for the generous donations. Second reading of policy 704 revision. Any questions? Okay. MSBA December 23 policy updates. These, I think, are just MSBA, some clarification on some of the spelling, like MN, Minnesota, or vice versa, so however it is, very standard. Let's see, do we need to do anything on those?
I move to approve the revisions to policies 410, 416, 416 forms 506, and adopt the 606.5 form as presented.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Ossendorf, motion by Ms. Scholl, motion by Ms. Ossendorf, second, motion by Ms. Schoenfelder, second by Ms. Ossendorf. Oh, one of those nights. Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Roll call vote, Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Rowe,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstedt,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. All right, let me find out where that guy is. 3-year policies with no changes.
So the next two sections are actually MSBA policies, the first set, so we're going through chunking out all of the information. It has a set of policies that are standard that have no updates from MSBA. So taking a peek at that. I don't know if there's any motion for that one. And then the second set are some MSBA redline updates for those specific policies listed. 519, 520, 520 notice, 523, 901, 902, 903, 906.
There's no recommendation, so,
This last one has.
yeah, the recommendation, she just made the recommendations for those policies, 519 through 906 as numbered in the book here and stated by Superintendent Wagner. Does the board wish to have any discussion or have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the policies as presented.
Motion by Ms. Ossendorf, is there a second?
I will
Second by Ms. Bjornstedt. And we'll start with Ms. Ossendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Rowe.
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstedt,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Committee and liaison assignments, I did this, I have one small change. I got it out there, I think I did pretty well, I moved somebody around, I think I think one of them had less than, at 3, and I wanted everybody at least to have around 4, or so. On the finance committee, Ms. Bjornstedt wishes to remain on there, so I will remove myself from that.
You're always welcome to join us, Jim.
I know. Any questions or any thoughts on the committee assignments that were here? With that small change, is there a motion to approve the committee assignments for 2024?
I'll make a motion to approve the committee assignments.
Motion by Ms. Schoenfelder, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ossendorf. Roll call vote, Ms. Bjornstedt,
Aye.
Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Rowe,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
Ms. Ossendorf,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Thank you very much for taking time to meet with me individually and discuss those. Next thing, we have a closed session we're going to. So we'll entertain a motion to open the closed session. Am I right? Close the closed session. However,
Close the public session. and
close the
open
public
for-
session. Motion to close the public session meeting. Is there a motion?
Yes,
Motion by Ms. Schoenfelder, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Bjornstedt. Roll call vote, Ms. Ossendorf,
Aye.
Ms. Schoenfelder,
Aye.
Ms. Buck,
Aye.
Ms. Rowe,
Aye.
Ms. Bjornstedt,
Aye.
chair votes aye. We will go in closed session. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
Lisa, you can turn off
that makes sense.
the recording, and we're gonna,
Or is there
do we have a separate,